Well, what can we say? We've just witnessed West Ham get knocked out of the FA Cup from a League One, sitting bottom of League One, Matt. 8 points adrift of safety. Won 3 games at home all season. Struggling against lower teams in the leagues below them when they play them. And they've absolutely taken it up every angle they possibly can on West Ham tonight. We're live. Get your comments in below. Let us know your thoughts. Matt, Wimbledon 4-2 against West Ham. What are your thoughts?
They absolutely fucking battered us. We were awful. Let's not sugarcoat this. Let's not say sometimes you play a team and you can be unlucky and they get a lucky goal. Like the first goal was a deflection, but they should have been winning by that point anyway.
Yeah, absolutely, mate.
I mean, where do you start? Where do you start dissecting something that bad?
Yeah, I mean, Make sure you get your comments in below, and what we'll try and do is we'll read them out as we go along. Matt, talk about the starting lineup. I mean, or before we do this, what was your thoughts going into the game?
I think everyone was. I was quietly optimistic. I thought we concede, but I thought we'd have enough to win, and we did have enough to win. But mentally, we just didn't turn up in the first half.
Yeah,
he changed the goalkeeper, which he always does. Which Adrian looked absolutely awful, by the way. I love Adrian, but Adrian looked absolutely awful. He does
look rusty though, doesn't he? He does look rusty. I think a lot of people are jumping on a bandwagon though, saying he was crap. He's not crap. He was crap tonight.
It's not that he's crap. It's that Fabianski's so much better. You can see the difference between Fabianski in goal and Adrian in goal. Because Adrian was flopping at stuff. He wasn't saying anything to the back four. Wasn't organising. Wasn't taking control.
Yeah.
He didn't offer anything. Even his kicking was awful.
Yeah.
He tried. Was it in the first half? He tried a clever clearance to Bonner on the left, and he tried to chip it over the attacker and just kicked it straight out for a corner. And Adrian and Bonner just looked at each other well, that wasn't supposed to happen. He didn't work out. Antonio right back. Well, Antonio does what Antonio does.
Before we start dissecting the team, before we go into that, I done part of the preview of this game, and I feel like I did Wimbledon a total injustice because we hardly spoke about them. I forgot Wally Downs was there. You know, the ex-connection to West Ham. Didn't know much about the players, but no wonder they've not been performing really well this season at all. Anywhere they've not done anything. The only time they've done something, from what I understand, when you look back at their history of this season, is they actually performed really well in the first 20 minutes against West Ham the last time we played them, and then West Ham came out and finally beat them and took over the line. But tonight, as you said, we get absolutely smashed to pieces. We'll go into this game in a little bit more. Does it worry you that we can put out what we would oversee a not full strength, but that was a strong team tonight, and get taken apart like that?
I think if Pellegrini had any questions about some of his positions and some of the players, his questions were answered tonight.
Yeah.
Obiang, he's a good passer.
Right, well, let's stick to Obiang. What are your honest, genuine thoughts on Obiang?
He doesn't work with Mark Noble. He's got a good pass on him, but he seemed very lightweight today.
He's too. I find him too inconsistent, Matt. I really and I struggle to don't want to diss a player, but there's a footballer in there. There's no ifs or buts about it. And he can give you maybe 3 or 4 fantastic games. But he's a little bit like the whole kind of Mark Noble situation. I find recently, in more recent games or more recent months, that Mark Noble's been more consistent than what Obiang has.
Well, it tells you that he took off. Obiang was on the play to come off at half time. Right? It tells you Pellegrini's looked at it and gone, "You two can't work." The fact that he took him off and put Snodgrass in the middle, and Snodgrass isn't actually naturally a centre mid. He was awful, Obiang. I think, like you said, he can have good games, but he can have awful games. And today was an awful game.
Yeah.
And it just did not work in the slightest. He was as equally bad as we were, to be honest.
Absolutely. let's go into a little bit into the. We've talked about Adrian. Let's talk about our defence. Let's talk about the left back position, Masuaku, first and foremost. Honestly,
I don't want to see him in a West Ham shirt again. Like, it's okay. It's fine when we sit here, we do like a Liverpool review and we say he's awful, he shouldn't be playing in the Premier League. When he's playing against a League One team that are bottom of the league, that have got a guy that they think they said was 31 and was playing in the Irish Premier League last year, Masuaku made him look like Messi.
Yeah.
Like, that tells you he should not play, he should never play there again. Like, they literally... doesn't take things to work out if Masuaku's playing attacking, but obviously they've done that research because everything come down that side.
Yeah,
and he just ball watches. He doesn't tackle. He doesn't run back. It was 4-2. They should have had a penalty.
Yeah.
Like if it's a Premier League game, the guy would have gone down. Would have got a penalty. But being like a lower league team and it's old school stuff, the guy's tried to stay on his feet and ended up getting away with it.
Yeah.
But Masuaku cannot defend in any way, shape, or form. Like he should never wear that shirt again.
Add to that, the man he was standing beside tonight, I admit, I don't like Ogbonna. I don't rate him whatsoever. Never have done since he's wore the strip of our colours. He's never been a consistent player. He's that player, in my opinion, that's such a calamity. To add that to Masuaku, I know Masuaku's a calamity, but I just don't get the Ogbonna situation.
Playing them together was an accident waiting to happen.
Yeah.
At least with Ogbonna, like he will fill in and he can do a job when he's got other players around him. So like in the Premier League, we're kind of getting away with it because Creswell's defensive enough on the left and Declan Rice is in front of him that between the two of them they can scoop up anything that mistakes Ogbonna makes. But when you had a flat in the two midfield rather than the three we usually play, and you had Masuaku next to him. It summed up at the end for the fourth goal with Ogbonna. They played a ball over the top to no one, and the guy was closing down Ogbonna. And Diop literally shouted and pointed at Adrian, played the ball back to him.
Yeah.
And Ogbonna turned blindly down the line, smashed it out for a throw in. So they got a throw in out of nothing. 30 seconds later, they scored.
Yeah.
The guy, like, he's consistently inconsistent, and he's an accident waiting to happen. And again, you put him alongside Masuaku, and it's no surprise we shit 4 goals.
Yeah.
They cannot play together, period. Like, they can't.
Yeah. It just shows you, though, that we have so many weaknesses. I mean, we've I know this is the Cup and it's not the league, but we've missed Balbuena, Matt. We
have dearly missed him.
Yeah.
Which you wouldn't have thought we'd have said at the start of the season we bought him for $3.5 million from Argentina.
Yeah. But what we have missed on top of that is the cover of that defence. And I tell you something right now, we miss James Collins. We absolutely miss Ginge.
He probably would have played better in that game than Ogbonna had.
I don't think there's
absolutely.
I don't think there's probable about it, mate. I honestly think. I'm sorry, I'm reading some of the live comments that are coming in, and I'm just struggling to pay attention because someone said that Masuaku had a decent game, but I really don't know what game you were watching. I don't know who that is. I don't know what game you were watching. But yeah, I'll just try and get onto this. But I'm a big fan of Winston Reid when he plays, but he's been injured for too long. And we didn't have that cover in the defence, and that's where we struggle. We were talking in our little group chat tonight, and we were saying that you in particular, Matt, were saying we don't have that cover in front of the defence, but we couldn't even get the ball past the defence tonight. That was my biggest concern against League 2 opposition. We couldn't get that ball out of our half. We couldn't even find Mark Noble. We couldn't even find fucking Obiang. And when we found Obiang, he gave the ball away, and they went 1-on-1 and scored past the keeper. I mean, yeah. It's not the greatest. Is it panic stations? I mean, are we panicking for no reason?
No, I think it's obviously going to be exasperated. It's more a panic. It's not a panic. It's just a reaction to the fact that it was that bad. But it's a case of we went with egos that we were just going to walk it.
Yeah.
I think he picked the wrong formation and he picked the wrong players.
Yeah.
They played 4-2-3-1, which is on that. That's like we normally play a 4-3-3 with one guy holding and 2 running. And for some reason today he went, "Oh no, we're going to play 4-4-2."
Yeah.
Now that's probably based off the fact that we had Carol Hernandez fit, so he went, "We'll have to just play them." But
does it matter though? Like again, I don't know if I'm sounding like really cocky when it comes to Wimbledon. Does it matter what they play, considering they're not on form, they're not playing well, they're not
it's the spaces that you cover, because obviously if you've got a centre forward, he can sit in front. He can sit on the centre backs, and then if you've got an attacking midfielder, he can sit in the line between the centre backs and the midfielders. And if you're only playing two in the midfield, if one of you drops to go and pick up the ball, you've now got one in the midfield against like their 2 or 3 players.
Yeah.
It's just tactically where players are on the pitch, which he got wrong, and it was the players he had. Obiang and Noble tries to go and get the ball, but we've seen in the games in the last month or so that the guy that picks the ball up from the midfield and starts it, from the defence and starts it, is Declan Rice.
Mm.
And obviously, Pellegrini's shown that he's gone from, that game against Liverpool at the start of the season when he got dropped, he's gone to the point now where he's gone, we've got an FA Cup game, I can't afford to risk Declan Rice, I'm going to have to drop him. And he was the difference for me today.
You made a really, really good comment at the start there, that if Pellegrini had any doubt in any players, today would have shown up that fact. And today it has done for maybe, let's start on the team. I'm not worried so much about Adrian. He'll be back up. If he stays, he's back up because Fabianski's fantastic. And I think Adrian's got enough in the tank there to cover. Masuaku is just, I don't know what's going on with him. Ogbonna, suspect again, as usual. Obiang in the middle of the park. And then we move into our forward line. I mean, whether it's Arnautovic, whether it's the incoming Maxi Gomez, I mean, how desperate are we for a striker's overhaul?
Well, we were talking in our chat yesterday, and we were saying that, come the start of next season, we've got 4 centre forwards on the books at the moment, if you don't include the kids. Like, say, if you don't include Silva.
Yeah.
And they'll probably have 4 different centre forwards next season.
Yeah.
They're all going to go. But the fact that Perez come off the bench today and he had 1 chance and scored, and Hernandez couldn't hit a fucking barn door, tells you need to know. Carroll was, again, anonymous. Like we said last week, you cannot start Carroll, and he started Carroll, and again, he was fucking awful. I don't understand, but what I know he said he's trying to give Carroll a chance to prove himself, but all he's proving is that he can't start. There was a point in the first half when a ball broke to Carroll, and you thought any centre forward, like their guy did for their second goal, he broke away and sprinted past a couple of players and scored. And the ball broke for Carroll, and he tried to sprint. One of the guys in the chat said it looked like Andy Carroll was running in slow motion. He had 3 guys behind him. They all sprinting back past him.
Get your comments in below. Let us know what your thoughts are on Andy Carroll. I mean, should he start for us again? Should we try and sell him this window? What's your thoughts on Pellegrini's comments on Carroll? Because he's alluding to the fact that he ain't even leaving in the summer. But we previously, up until maybe 4 or 5 games ago, well, I suppose when Andy Carroll was injured, I felt like I was sticking up for him quite a lot, trying to state why if we plays, we got to play to his strengths. But this is not the West Ham way anymore. And even tonight against the 2 leagues below us, he done nothing, Matt. He done absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. He couldn't even win headers. He didn't even have the knockdown. And like you said, when he did have the knockdown, Hernandez took it upon himself to shoot from outside the box tonight for some weird reason, which is not like him. I don't know, mate. I don't know. Let's talk about the goal. Let's talk about the goals. Wimbledon's first goal. Trying to play it back in my head.
I can't remember.
Outside the box, and it took a deflection off of Ogbonna. And for me personally, terrible defending. Absolutely, between Diop, Ogbonna, it wasn't even anything to do with Masuaku. It was just Diop, Ogbonna, centre half.
They both backed off. They invited him to shoot, and the thing was, I think Adrian probably would have saved it.
Yeah.
But Diop's flung himself. I know he's got a toe on it, and he's towed it in the other direction.
Yeah.
I say Adrian was awful. Take nothing away from Adrian on the goals. I'm talking about Adrian's overall play, but for the goals, I couldn't really see what Adrian really did wrong.
Yeah.
First goal, he's got no chance. It's a deflection. It's gone the opposite way. He's dived full stretch. Too late. It's gone.
Yeah.
As we're talking, West Ham have just tweeted that Markovic has signed a new contract.
Are you please sit down? What?
It's just come up on my Twitter feed. It's just dropped on the top of the screen saying West Ham have announced that Markovic has signed a new contract.
Okay, we are live, guys. So let's just get you some updates.
So there you go, West Ham. Markovic is staying to get a cup win.
Can you tell that we are live because everything's happening in a winner? Let me just give you the breaking news on Marko Arnautovic. West Ham are pleased to confirm that Marko Arnautovic has signed a contract extension. The Austrian has reiterated his 100% commitment to the Hammers after opting to put an end to speculation linking him in with a move to China by extending his deal with the club. He says he cannot wait to score more goals with the Claret and Blue and help lift the club further up the Premier League table. I'm happy for this, and I want to say to the fans that I'm happy to stay. I am glad to play again, show myself and score goals, to make assists, but also to say the major point is Markovic never refused to play or train, and I would never refuse. I'm happy to come to this point. I'm happy about the club, that the club is improving step by step every week, every month we're seeing some improvement, and that's good. He's now determined to help the Hammers finish as high as possible. He said, our target, of course, is to climb as high as possible in the league table. We need to start again taking some points. We know it won't be easy against Wolves away and Liverpool at home. Blah, 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 blah. He wrote at the end, the fans gave me the power, they gave me the energy, and that's why I have to be here, and that's why I want to stay. I never wanted to run away because I hate this club. This was never my intention. I love this club, and I always will love this club no matter what. You have decisions you have to make in life, but I say from now, it doesn't matter what happens. I will always love West Ham and always be a big part of my life. I love this happiness, so listen, I'm here, I'm ready. I hope the fans are also ready, and we go again. Tell you what, Matt, fair fucking play, Arnautovic. Our bastard is back.
Well, we did say at the start of the window this was one of 3 possibilities that was going to happen.
Yeah.
And I have no doubt that if he signed a new contract, he's going to at least be bare minimum on the same money as Anderson, which just means he's probably going to get, with appearances and goals, he'll probably get 200 grand a week.
Yeah.
Which is what he wanted. Could have used him tonight, to be honest. Instead of sitting there signing a fucking contract.
Yeah, exactly. I
wonder if they've rammed this through because he said he was only going to stay to win the FA Cup.
Nah,
knocked out of that now.
Absolutely not, mate. Absolutely not. Do you know what? I done a video. This is supposed to be about the Wimbledon game, right? This is supposed to be about the Wimbledon game, and we get that. But when it comes to the Marko Arnautovic situation, I said in a video yesterday, and I think, Matt, you agree because you've agreed with me in these comments below. If you're anyone in any job and you're offered nearly double or triple your salary to do the job you do in a different country, you're going to consider that. Not a single person in this world. I would struggle to find anyone that would genuinely believe they would struggle not to consider that. So, the West Ham fans are playing on the wave that he said goodbye, and his brother spurring on a bit of speculation. Maybe he wanted to go, maybe his head was turned. He's come out, he spoke up, he signed a contract, he's got more money. Fair play to him. He deserves it.
He does, yeah.
He does. And he's got his contract. We'll come back to Arnautovic in a minute. Or should we not? I don't know, Matt. What do we do? We're live. We haven't done live for a while.
We'll talk about Arnautovic at some point because it's come up now. But let's finish talking about Wimbledon and we get on to Arnautovic.
First goal was crap. 1-0 Wimbledon. Then suddenly they hit us on a sucker punch again and got the second goal, which was Obiang was caught out of possession in the middle of the park.
Someone played him a ball, and it's generally what you call a hospital pass. Like, he did not want that ball, and he's picked it up, and all we can do is turn. Now, if there's someone behind him, Diop or Ogbonna have got to say to him, you cannot turn. Like, just play it backwards, play it back to Adrian. He tried to turn. Now, I don't know why, when he's only about 3-4 yards inside our half, but he's deeper than Adrian and Diop. He turned. He got his pocket picked. The midfielder ran onto it, sprinted from the halfway line, went 1-on-1, and Adrian put it in the bottom corner. Right on half time, you'd sit there and say that was probably the killer goal.
Yeah.
We went in at half time, and we made 3 subs.
Yeah.
We brought on Fredericks, Anderson, and Perez for Carroll, Diangana, who was pretty anonymous, and Obiang.
Yeah.
And you thought, right, you can see Pellegrini's done something that I don't think any manager would really do, made a triple sub at half time. We're going to go for it. 30 seconds after the second half started, they scored again.
Yeah.
And that killed it. And it was just a crossing from the left. And again, Masuaku. I think the centre forward pulled across the front of Masuaku, threw a toe poke out. And Masuaku didn't even tackle for it. He just watched it and let him hit it. And he dropped it in the bottom corner. 3-0 was definitely like done and dusted. After they went 3-0 up, we started dominating, which is pointless. Like, we got on the ball, the changes worked, the changes subs worked. We had more width, we had more energy, but it was pointless at that point. The game was over.
Yeah.
We then got one back through Perez, Fredericks, who had actually really good second half, getting down the wing, getting beyond the fullback and putting crosses in. Put a cross in. Someone had a shot. The keeper saved it. The rebound come out and Perez smashed it in. 3-1.
Yeah.
Anderson then with what was clearly like a free kick routine, scored a free kick because I think it was Antonio made up the fourth man in the wall and literally ducked, and Anderson shot through him, scored 3-2. But the second we got to 3-2, you thought that would be the point to push on and really go for the third goal. Well, the second it went to 3-2, Wimbledon decided to up the game again.
Yeah.
And they started battering us. And you could see the fourth goal coming. And again, Ogbonna should have cleared it. It went out for a throw-in, went back over to a corner the other side. And you're thinking, 87th minute, you're thinking, oh, corner, they're probably going to hold it in the corner, try and run the clock down. No, he didn't. Crossed it in, come back out. The guy back down the touchline, crossed into far post, and the centre-back was there to nip in a header.
Yeah.
4-2, it really flattered us, to be honest, 4-2. To be honest, they could have had 5, 6, 7.
Oh, God, yeah, absolutely. I don't really know if there's a huge amount to talk about anymore. I wonder if we should come back on and do a separate video on Arnautovic. It could even be straight after. So let's close off the Wimbledon game. Get your comments in below. Let us know your thoughts. What we'll do is we'll actually just come back on literally straight away and do a separate video on Arnautovic and potentially the Gomez situation. So anything you want to say about the Wimbledon game, Matt? Does it show we need to dip our hands in the pocket and spend a bit of money?
It shows that, obviously, this is like Pellegrini's project. It shows that there's still a lot of deadwood in this team that needs to go, whether it's now or the summer.
Yeah.
Probably can't afford to let it go now because the squad's big, but it's not big enough to lose 3, 4, 5 first squad players, But there's definitely players that will go. Like I said, there's once Pellegrini will see, he'll know that he cannot play Ogbonna and Masuaku anymore. He'll know that he probably cannot play Ogbonna at left back. He knows he cannot play Rice and Obiang together.
Yeah.
He knows that Antonio didn't have a bad game at right back, but he knows Antonio was more influential in the second half going forward.
Yeah.
It was a good 45 minutes for Fredericks, but he doesn't like the FA Cup, Pellegrini, but that team should have been good enough to do it, and we should have really pushed for this now. Because all we've now got is to try and push for 7th. But every time we get anywhere near 7th, we shit our pants and lose. So, I don't know what the season's going to do. We're probably going to teeter out. We'll probably finish like 10th.
But do you know what? Like you said, it's Pellegrini's project. We've seen progression. My progression is not about... Obviously, position in the league is a big thing. But progression for me is the run of games we had, beating teams in and around us, which we're not used to do. We're not used to doing that and having the consistency of winning, but we just don't have the strength and depth to have that consistency, and that's why we need to play catch up, because the owners need to put their hands in their pocket again. That's why I'm desperate. I'm absolutely desperate, more than ever, for West Ham to actually go and sign this Gomez. Now, it's even more so now the fact that Arnautovic has stayed, because I was just going to say to you before we come on to the next video, if Arnautovic goes and then we bring in Gomez, it's just like for like, and then if one of them players gets injured, we're still stuck with the same old. We need that depth and that quality up top. But I tell you what, we'll come off this video. Get your comments in below, hit the thumbs up, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Unfortunately, we're out of the FA Cup. We all thought we were going to get an FA Cup run. We're now in our 39th. Is that 39 years since we have won a cup? And wow, that's a long time, and West Ham need to make up for it, and we thought maybe this year we would, but here we go. It's not to be. Anyway, do everything I said, let us know your thoughts, and he's been Matt, I've been Anton, we're Irons United. Come on, you Irons.
Come on, you Irons.